themselves. I think they're ready to get this second map underway. So I'm actually going to hand over to your casters. It's Snods and Tom for our second map, Mirage.
Players are ready, and so are we, Tom, with the second map. Mirage, obviously the first one being such an amazing game to watch. 19-16 there on Overpass, and it was actually Assassins taking the map pick from CLG Red, and here we are, Mirage, a map which both these teams play, but obviously this is the map pick from Assassins.
Yeah, this is the map where realistically you should expect them, well, this is the one you expect them to win out of the two. Like, the first one shouldn't really have gone their way. They had a very slow start to the game, but it was like individual prowess and also I think adaptations. I think, again, that's something we mentioned about their Inferno game where they played against Pain, where they started off a little bit slow, then they started to read their opponent a little bit better, and then they made the changes that actually started to work. I think on Mirage, I don't even know if they'll need it as much because it's such a sort of individual, like, aggressive map where you can sort of take map control. Okay, you can have these gambles, you can challenge from mid, and I think they're going to be up for all of that. I think they have those sort of strong plays, and although the synergy may not be flawless or perfect, I think this should be theirs.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if the last map is anything to go off of, once Vilga had basically got warmed up onto the server, she was a force to be reckoned with. The problem for CLG Red in the last game was they can't rely solely on Emmy being their star player, entry fragger, you know, clutcher, everything really. So, into the first round here of map number 2. Assassins, the win here would send them straight into the grand finals versus Dig opposite Das. As they smoke off towards short, they smoke off towards jungle as well as they come in towards the window room. Vent not broken, which means that rotation in towards the CT vent is going to be even more awkward. Now the bomb could be planted for middle. This is perfect from Assassins. However, look at the flank coming in towards ramp already.
Yeah, they will get them that one kill, though. The problem is actually just how many other positions that have been taken away by this terrorist side. They've got themselves one in towards the palace. If the defusal comes in, it's going to be difficult to try and do anything about it, but nice spin around from Emmy. We'll be able to close out one now. Candy and Vilga are all that's left, but sometimes that is enough. Vilga has been fantastic, but Goose Breeder shuts her down. They are going to be getting that defusal, and CLG Red will start as they mean to go on by getting themselves the pistol.
1-0 for CLG Red. Assassins playing that pistol pretty much perfectly. Smoke towards short to allow them to come up through connector. The smoke towards jungle to get them in towards jungle itself and in towards the window room for the afterplant positions. But that flank early on from Benita. Goosebreed as well landing the early headshots with the USPs, essentially taking the advantage away from the hands of Assassins. And now they will be going for the save here. Not going to be making the same mistake as last time where they lost that battle of attrition with the 4 spies back and forth in the early portion of Overpass.
I'm almost a bit disappointed they didn't go for 1 AK though. Just because I always like to see that sort of catalyst play, and they have so many players who can do it. It looks like they're going to go for the sort of waterfall, at least with a few of the players, try and get themselves the bomb down and gain some extra cash. Obviously, the player up close in the form of Jennifer is going to be very difficult to clear with only pistols and no armor, but will they be able to do it? No. And that is the round pretty much over. They may be able to do a bit of damage here, but the bomb is in an irretrievable position. The Collat almost coming in as well. I think she actually kills the player behind, and then Kelly manages to survive for a few seconds.
4 players surviving, so cash is going to be looking good heading into this round from CLG. And now for Assassins, it's going to be the 5 AK buy into round number 3. No orb coming out from Candy, even with the bomb plant in the pistol. Obviously on Overpass, we saw her investing into that AWP many times just as a glass cannon. But a Mirage with the AKs, maybe they have a set play in mind. Early on though, Emmy with the aggression towards Underpass with 1. Goes for the second, but it's actually Kelly and Vilga to find kills on the scoreboard for the side of Assassins. Diane with just a scout here, not really the AWP which she was hoping for, and Jennifer as well going to be caught from the side. Mimi taken care of. Now Diane here going to be caught between a rock and a hard place. All down to Benita. And this should be the kill for Candy as she has the firepower advantage with the AK. There you have it, 1-2. Assassins with the first buy round there. Clean, clinical, and easy.
And now you sort of look at CLG Red and you go, is this even a buy opportunity? Like, obviously, you've got the chance to put the pain on your opponent's economy, but they've been a team that really wanted to get their sort of 4-buy scenarios in, and you can see they're going to be patient and wait. I think that the big thing in these scenarios for CLG Red is getting the opening pick. And although that seems like such a basic thing when it comes to Counter-Strike, I just think Assassins are so good when they have the player advantage, because they will just play those defaults. We mentioned it, like they will force you into these aggressive plays. Notice in the last round how you had Benito go down, having to go aggressive. I can't remember if it was a ramp with the MP9, but same thing. They had to go aggressive to try and bring the round back, and because of that, they just got wrecked.
Wrecked indeed, and it will be the eco coming out from CLG Red, so we should be seeing the scoreline tied up 2-2. Benito with the Desert Eagle in towards the apartments, but not really going to cause much of a fuss there for Mimi. Easily taken care of from her. And now for CLG Red, the best bet they have is to find exit frags and try and save onto one of these AKs if they can snatch it out of the hands of maybe Candy. But it's not really going to be working out for them at all.
Candy doesn't actually have a choice but to push into the hands of our opponent, but Jennifer only with the USP. Goosebreeder does actually manage to get one kill. Hasn't actually found the AK though, which is sort of the value. Actually gets a second. What? How did she get the third on the player in window? That's a hell of a lot of damage done, and I don't think she got the AK, but even still, dropping 3 players with a P250 and nothing else, that's one hell of a bit of damage done.
Yeah, pretty much $13,000 worth of investment down the drain, thanks to P250 from Goosebreeder. Fast play from Claudia. It's going to be walking into a scope of the AWP, but they are out towards Tetris. Jennifer here with the play towards default, loses the initial duel, and they know exactly where Goosebreeder is as the last line of defense now towards the A side. The smokes, Molotovs all raining down towards A to allow for Assassins to cross safely, get the bomb planted. And this is the play from Vilga. This is extremely confident and also extremely foolish. Concedes the player advantage they had prior, and now it's into the 4 versus 4.
Oh, slight gap in the smoke, and that gives at least an angle to do some damage. Still some utility to be expended by CLG Red. A few smokes so they can section off some of these remaining players. Now we saw in the pistol, they were great in these sort of after plant situations, getting back in towards this side, and they are just going to push in as a unit. Quick trade, and it's back and forward at the moment. The T's still in the advantageous spot, and Candy turns it back into the 1 versus 1. Nemi knows that she has to try and go for some sort of risky defusal, and Candy doesn't even let her get to the bomb. It's going to be 3-2. Just got through it for Assassins. And now, while we talk about CLG Red, they can't get much into this round. Maybe another P250.
Yeah, so it's going to be $2,000 for them, roughly. So Assassins into the buy rounds looking very good. We saw the confidence there from Claudia to take advantage of that spawn she had for the A ramp. Is this a boost on towards Ticket Booth? It is indeed. So 5 players here, hoping that someone makes the mistake and walks around the corner. But so far from Assassins, they know it's going to be a pistol round, so they're playing extremely passive, hoping that CLG Red show where they're stacking, and, well, Vilga's about to find out.
Yeah, the thing is they have players so aggressive in mid, aggressive towards apartments as well. I think they are just going to double back into the B site. So this will be pretty much as clean as it can get. It's only going to come down to exits once again. And I think once the bomb goes down, that'll be where everything clicks in CLG Red's mind. It's a gamble. Sometimes it doesn't work out. And, well, for them, they might as well just try and get a weapon away.
Bomb has been planted.
So, all 5 players here still alive for CLG Red, going for the double boost towards CT spawn this time. If you're CLG Red, if no one comes your way, then it's not the end of the world. You deny the additional $300 for a few of the players from Assassins if they were to find kills. But once again, just the eco save coming out from CLG Red. So it is going to go 4-2 here in the second map of this semi-final. Emmy being the only casualty into the whole round. So 9 players survive. It's rare you see that for an eco round. Now into the buy, round number 7. Diane can get the AWP, but no utility. So far from Assassins. It's been very confident plays off the back of Claudia. Obviously, when they take mid-control as well, it's the splits towards the A side that are so difficult to deal with. So Candy went for the peek towards A ramp, got flashed off of the angle. Vilga spots the barrel there from Diane, but she can't quite take advantage of it just yet, but now she will. Sees the player there as well. Goose Breeder has the angle over the smoke, so she has the advantage. But so did Kelly briefly before perishing to the flames of Goose Breeder. Emmy being the lone player towards the B site as the bomb, still towards middle. Goose Breeder has the cross towards short. But this is where we should be seeing the aggression potentially from Palace, from Jennifer. Gain some information and have a good place for a retake if the bomb does go towards A. But instead, Emmy going to be going for the rotation towards CT window, hoping that it's going to be the A play from Assassins. And with that, Goose Breeder goes down towards jungle. Emmy spots the players going up towards short. She has made her way in towards the B bomb site, but it's Mimi with the headshot onto Jennifer. And as soon as they spot out where Emmy is, they're just going to go towards the opposite side. Kelly now will gain the information. Emmy finds the kill, but gives away her location. Bomb can be planted for jungle as well, so it makes it even easier for Candy. Mimi can just play towards connector or ramp. And this is now a very hard 1 versus 2 from Emmy.
Yeah, pushing through the murder hole would be certain death, but even if she doesn't, all the information's already been gathered by Candy, or should have been done. Should have heard the footsteps of our opponent running away. Mimi just playing the passive angle, but, well, you can see now, Candy will just switch her angle to watch towards CT. Doesn't actually manage to connect the shot, but even still, Mimi will be there to peek out. A 5th round on the board for Assassins, and yeah, this is looking like a much better T-side out from them. And I want to say that a lot of it, I wouldn't say it's like in-depth strategy or anything. Like one of the opening kills in this round were literally like Vilga pop flashing herself out mid and then like running in and just spotting the scope and connector. It's back to the basics, and to be honest, I think that's what works best for this team.
It could be so hard to play versus that as well. If you are CLG Red, we've seen Claudia just running through the Molotov ramp in the first bar, and we've now seen Vilga go through the short smoke in towards middle. Maybe that can be a testament to the homework, expecting Diane to play heavy towards connector, not playing towards window and holding that smoke. So, tactical timeout coming out from CLG Red. 5 rounds so far for Assassin and only 2 for CLG Red. I think the money situation is not too good as well. Yeah, you can see on your screens, $3,000 across the board for CLG Red, so they may have to go for the quasi bar here and concede a 6th round to Assassins. 6 rounds already on your T side Mirage. Remember, Tom, it was their CT side of the last round that was so strong, where they had the skill that really just emphasized with the back on their CT side, where they could play their positions. They didn't have to worry about the defaults and the executions, which they didn't have because they were playing as a mixed team and a looser team and a much more newer team. And instead, well, now it's actually turned into a technical pause. So we have more time to discuss this map so far, Tom. If you're CLG Red in the next buy round, what would you change?
I'd like to see them take a little bit of a more proactive stance, like maybe go for an aggressive play into middle, because at the moment, like, okay, they had the connector control in the last round, but note the fact that Vilga was able to push all the way through up on towards short. Maybe even go for something a little bit more aggressive into apps. I think they just need to be taking some map control, because at the moment, if you just allow a team who's like very aggressive and very individually skilled to, okay, they've got middle, okay, they've got apartments, okay, they have ramp, then it's just one of those things where if they get that opening pick, you're then trying to force your way back into the site. You're trying to, okay, well, now we need to take some control. And we saw that in other rounds where, for example, they'd lost the opening duels, and then you see a player push ramp, and then you see a player push short. And it's like, by that point, it's too late. All the map control's already in the hands of this T side, and they will trade effectively. That's what they're going to do well.
Maybe an FPS issue. I believe that was Kelly's monitor there. So all this does really is leave more time to think about the last map and the current map here for CLG Red. Overtime loss on your map pick, and now you're 5-2 down in a situation where you can't even buy up into this round. We can see the buy there. 2 Deagles, 5-7 coming out from Benita.
Where their strengths are. It's off the individual basis. So even still, you would still hope that there'd be some executions on Mirage. It is pretty much the,
it's so obviously basic. Everyone knows the smokes obviously towards the A site, but really actually the only time we did see them go towards A at the start, it was just the entry kill towards default. As soon as they found that, they just molotoved off towards CT, smoke jungle, smoke stairs, and they did the execution on the fly. Just an update on the situation. It should be a few minutes before we are back in to resume this matchup. And obviously for CLG Red, it should be a 6-2 deficit now on their CT side. And this is where push comes to shove. If they keep conceding these buy rounds, they can't afford to be in a 10-5 deficit on their CT side, as Assassins have shown how good they are on the defense.
Yeah, and it's one of those maps where the defense really can be a lot more puggy as well. Like you can have sort of aggressive AWPs playing across the map. I'm looking forward to seeing Candy on the CT side. I think she's going to be an absolute menace to deal with because she does like to take those sort of aggressive faces, and I think that's going to be tough to deal with. More so, I think CLG Red will need a few rounds at least. I think they're looking for 6-7 rounds over on their CT side at the minimum if they're going to be able to pull things back. But they did seem to have a lot of strategies and a lot of like decent setups prepared on Overpass. It's just that a lot of the time we didn't get to see them utilize.
Yeah, that's true. When they did actually utilize it, was very effective. Well, we're back in to the matchup then. Gonna be the stack coming towards B from CLG Red. No illustrious boosts this time. Instead, just 4 players on towards the site. 1 gonna be Goose Breeder towards CT on A. And actually, the stack is finally gonna work out from Benita, as they have 2 players in towards the B apartments, 3 towards short as well. Finally, Tom, the stack has paid off, but do they land the headshots?
Push from short is going to make things quite difficult to defend, but actually they've done a good job of it so far, trading things back effectively. Die with a chance to do a little more, but thankfully Claudia is there to do the damage. Kelly yet to be tagged up, so the P250 won't do anything more, and they actually do survive with 3 players alive, which at the start of the round that's not that bad, but considering how much HP those players had lost, you would start to get a little bit worried.
So, this is do or die now for CLG Red. 6-2 down into the 9th round. Players from Assassins setting up for the smokes towards A. Mimi, smoke towards jungle. Claudia, smoke towards stairs. And Candy, I imagine, getting ready to smoke towards CT. Could be the double fake coming out, obviously, towards the B site, and then smoke towards A, and then go back towards B, trying to catch CLG Red on their toes. But instead, it's going to be a clash towards B, but actually it's just going to be the double take towards B apartments, leaving Benita alone. This should allow Emmy to rotate towards jungle or window, allowing for Goose Breeder to play on the site. Execution comes in towards A. It's all a ruse, though, as the real play's coming towards underpass here, but Goose Breeder expects it. Good first opening kill, as now it's a 3-1 split towards A from Assassins.
They should be screwed here. They are pushing into pretty much a stack. This is a fantastic readout from CLG Red, but even still, Candy has managed to get that opening pick. Benita in from the flank, though, will get one. It's actually Jennifer to do the majority of the damage, and, well, clearly, the flank is what gave them all of that information. Kelly has no hope in this scenario. Obviously, they've got the money over on the T side to buy anyway, so she can look to just remove one more player. That'll be enough to really put the pain on the economy of CLG Red. They don't want it to start building up at all. You don't want the cash to be in their hands at all on this CT side. However, very isolated. Each CT player just hiding back, not showing anything, just sitting in the crossfire. They know they have the bomb on ramp. Like, for her to cross the ramp is literally impossible. And you can see Emmy was just ready and waiting for that peak to come out.
It's a big round to win then. CLG take it. 6-3 now into the 10th. Assassins still have $2,000 left in the bank after they have fully invested. So if the bomb is planted, they will have enough for another buy into the 11th round as well. So we need to see some consistency here from CLG Red to break that bank from Assassins and force an eco or a quasi-buy. Try to get to a 6-6 scoreline. Oh, it's the same play here towards middle, Tom. But this time, Diane was ready for it. Holds for the smoke towards short. Goose Breeder as well expects to play underpass from Claudia. Assassins are starting to let this one slip.
And they have the crossfire here. Emmy. Oh, actually, Candy's caught out Benita. Emmy now the only one. The rotation coming in. There's also a flank, and look, Mimi catches off another. They now know there's a player in from behind. The bomb's still in T-spawn, though, so they have the B site. It's being retaken, but there actually isn't a bomb there at all. And Kelly burn one's down at the end. 7-3, a straight counter. That was a 3 versus 5. I don't think they took a single point of damage from then on.
What a strange round that was. And that's the reset now against CLG Red. This is dire, dire situation for the CTs then, as they are going to be reset onto an eco. 1,400 for Emmy, 1,600 for Benita. So they're on a double eco as well coming into this one. CLG Red, if they go for the double save, they may have to try and play for a 9-6, but let's see. One exchange early on, but they have shown their hand. Claudia spotted at least 4 players there towards the A site, and with that, Assassin's just going to be taking full domain now towards B. And it will go 8-3. Goose Breeder with the AK should be saving that one for the next round, because if she does, Benita can be dropped out, or Emmy in this situation, as Emmy has been the star player for CLG Red in this tournament so far. 3 players can buy, maybe a UMP for another one. They can actually go for a buy up into the 12th round off the back of that saved AK. So, once again, Pistols waiting for the bomb to eventually expire. So yeah, Tom, 8 rounds for Assassins. They've already won the half now on their T side. And that was after losing the pistol, remember.
A little bit of extra damage done. There's a player waiting towards the spawn as well, though. Not really any need to push that far out. There will be the AK kept by Jennifer, obviously the player with the Kevlar as well, so that really does save them a lot of money going into the next round. She could even drop an AWP if they want to bring it in. Obviously that does a little bit of extra damage, so like obviously chucking other weapons over, and the fact that Dire's bought an AUG, and I'd sort of question that, so yeah.
You're going to be able to finish the job 9-8. As we now into the 18th round and the first buy round of this second half. AWP for Candy, but again, it's going to be the glass cannon AWP.
That one kill made a big difference.
Yeah, really, really did.
I'm interested to see how they're going to challenge for mid, though, because this is where I expect her to take quite a bit more control, be more aggressive and dominant with that AWP, and you can see already, she's gone for the standard peak. Like, not a whole lot of support, just I'm facing into window, you can try and challenge me, Benita. Only tagged a little bit. Kelly just going to opt to smoke off her opponent, but it's actually the MAC-10 running forward towards the connector that's found the opening pick. And now the advantage again swings into the favor of CLG.
Boosting into the window smoke. Oh, actually, no. Going to go onto the ledge and hold towards short. If Ilga gets a bit too aggressive and tries to search for some information.